Well, it's very important to know anatomy and physiology of a person so that you can help explain to families or to students or to clients why they might be having some of their difficulties, such as if somebody has a cleft palate or if they have some type of aphasia caused by a brain injury. I knew I wanted to work with kids, and I wanted to do something in the helping profession, and that's the reason I decided to do it. The main thing is it helps me do my job, just understanding human anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me, like I said before, to explain why certain things are happening. And it helps to explain to kids, you know, when you talk about the different parts of your mouth and everything, it helps them to say the certain sounds when you can explain the different parts of the body. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing because I feel like I'm supposed to be working with kids and helping them communicate better and helping families help their kids communicate better, and helping teachers help their students.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You're like the backbone. You're like the one that...
giving the ideas and just hopefully everyone follows through, because the more people that follow through, the more progress the kids will make and
Right.
the better they'll do. Well, each side of the brain affects, the left side, the language side, and the right side, focuses on, the memory, the attention, all those things. So all those things are important. The organization, that all affects your ability to communicate. So I think both sides are important.
Mm-hmm.
And psychological. Well, we've done a lot of study on how trauma affects the brain. I don't know if you have any of that in your coursework, or how that affects the developing brain, and that can really affect kids, and that affects a lot of our kids that we work with. So just understanding that helps a lot too. I think it's important because you need to know about all the different parts of the body. Once you get into the more higher level classes where you're talking about cleft palate, aphasia, if you know the anatomy, first of all, then you'll understand, when they talk about the hard palate, you'll be like, okay, I know where that is, I know what that is.
Yeah.
It'll just help you understand everything else better. One thing that I did a lot early in my career is just observing as many different people as possible doing that job, and as many settings as possible too.
And
because when I was in school, we could pick one or the other or both, and I was glad somebody told me to do both so that I had both experiences, because that helps you decide what you ultimately want to do. I think that this is my vocation, and I have been called to do this, and I started working in birth to 3, first of all, for 7 years. So I worked with real little ones, 2-year-olds, a lot of 2-year-olds who weren't talking yet, and worked a lot with families. And then I was called to go to elementary school when I moved back to my hometown. So I was at Fair Park Elementary for 13 years, working with kindergarten through 5th grade. And then last year a job opened up for working with preschoolers, which I've always wanted to do since I did birth to 3, and then elementary I wanted to do that preschool age, because I think that's really what my niche is. So an opening came up and I went for it, and I said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.